So this actually section I'm going to put at the beginning of the video to explain, if Nux watches it. The argument you made that in order to save thousands of your soldiers, it's okay to nuke hundreds of thousands of civilians, that you're okay with that. Like you're okay with nukes during World War II, and you're okay with nuking Iran. You understand that if Trump nukes Iran, Russians are going to think this. They're going to think, oh, now it's okay to use nukes. So shall we continue to lose tens of thousands of our troops? Or should we just nuke Kiev? Now it's not okay to just murder tens of thousands of civilians to accomplish your military objectives. If that's the world Nux wants to live in, I tell you, Trump nukes Iran, Russia nukes Ukraine. It's AB. It's automatic, practically. So with Nux being all happy about Trump nuking Iran, he's celebrating, by the same vein, Russia nuking Ukraine. So fuck you, Nux, for not having a single brain cell and thinking that through. You're good on other subjects, but anything with regard to Israel and the Middle East, you go wacko. Like and subscribe. Now, it's time to check in on Nux.
Leaks have actually just come out that the Donald is planning to nuke Iran. This is a...
Yep, those are the leaks that come out. Massive leaks just shocked the world. Just did a video on that. It's more than just leaks. A lot of commentators are convinced that, yeah, Trump is going to nuke Iran. And if Trump was stupid enough to bomb Iran's supreme leader, he is definitely stupid enough to nuke Iran. Is all I have to say on it.
Official. It's very, it's a story. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be incredible.
But I will not be watching this entire thing because this is 2 hours long. But let's check in on Nux and see how his views have evolved, if any.
And there's a lot that's been going on in the greater internet universe. All right, we got Muslims trying to win elections by lying. We got unbelievable levels of expose that's been going on, and all the Muslim candidates that were just all exposed. Tons of foreign influence, lots of traitors that were just revealed from new filings being funded by Turkey, of all places. We got AOC basically acknowledging that she is running for president, also freezing her eggs, and also admitting that the world is not going to be destroyed in 5 years due to global warming, which is pretty insane stuff. And also
Spoiler, the world is not going to be destroyed in 5 years because of global warming. And not in 10 either, not in 20, not in 30, not in 50, 100, 200, probably not either.
Candace Owens getting absolutely shredded without having a single piece of evidence to any of her claims ever, looking like an absolute total moron. However, she is a black woman that was speaking, so we are listening and we are learning. Definitely lock in, subscribe. We got a crazy deep dive on all the things to do today. I am fully demonetized on YouTube for those of you that are unaware. So if you could support...
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Nux. It sucks. That's YouTube for you.
For me on Patreon, I am live on Kick and Rumble as I do this almost every day, every weekday. We try. And we have an insane stuff to do. That's right. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it to send a message. But also, I would really like if I was paid. So that would be really great. Someone needs to tell the truth out here.
And undoubtedly, YouTube is putting ads on these videos and making money off Nux. It's sick and wrong.
It's not going to be these paid-off traitorous dickwads. So lock in, boys and girls. We got a bumpy ride. Updates on the war front has everyone shaking in their boots. The Donald, of course, teasing that he's going to...
Another spoiler, this ain't happening. Iran is putting an end to that. This is putting an end to any of that. No, you were elected for no new wars, Trump, and you betrayed that promise. You were elected to bring prices down, and you made them go up.
Gonna win run in 2028, and we all know that if he does, he would probably win. So obviously everyone's very scared about this. Like, unironically, Trump for a fourth term would actually probably still beat whatever Democrat candidate they managed to push out, which is terrifying them to their core. Obviously, they're very scared. Now, a lot of people say, Nux, but why are you happy that Trump won as president? And my answer is simple. I don't actually feel the need to engage with people that act in bad faith. So I just simply explain to them that he makes leftists very angry, and that's what I voted for. They say, but what about the economy? I don't care about the economy. I just care about leftists getting angry. Did he do that? Yes, he succeeded. Absolute cinema. That's what I wanted.
Yep, if that's all you wanted, Nux, yeah, you got it.
And how could you possibly debunk that absolute logic? Trump 2028 is going to be cinema, and I am here for it. Anyway, so new motto of the American Counter Cartel Coalition. Pete Hegseth released a statement that made a lot of people very unhappy, which, let me remind you, is exactly what I voted for. This is the goal. This is what we want. All the worst people are very unhappy. It's awesome.
The new motto of the ACCC is we do bad things to bad people. That's the mentality I want to have.
That's right, baby.
Inside this room.
That's right,
And we're
baby.
good people that do good things. But ultimately, we're dealing.
Is this diesel prices, is that good things? Because you're doing bad things to good people, like the farmers in the United States that need diesel to harvest their crops. You're doing bad things to those guys.
With bad people that
And don't have fertilizer that's supposed to come out of the Gulf of Hormuz. They don't have that either. A lot of bad things are happening to U.S. farmers because of Trump.
have done a lot of bad things to a lot of good people for a very long time. And they're about to meet a new sheriff in town in the ACCC.
That's right, baby.
And we mean business.
Taking on the cartels, great. I have no confidence in you, Hexes, to do it.
Narco
That's what I'm
terrorists,
talking about.
You're the one who went after fishing boats off the coast of Venezuela when everyone knows the drugs are coming in through Mexico. Why are you going after fishing boats in Venezuela?
Those drug traffickers are hereby on notice.
Now, leftists are very unhappy about this because they think that you should do good things to bad people while they do bad things to you. That, however, is dumb and gay. And we don't have dumb gay people in office. Only dumb people, but they're straight as an arrow, and they will obliterate. No, I'm kidding. We have some very intelligent
Yeah, that's a terrifying thing. They're straight and dumb, and they're probably going to nuke Iran.
people that are coming up with interesting and nefarious ways to bomb the crap out of our enemies. Now, a lot of people say, Nux, it's very harsh of you for you to want them to die. Okay. Anyway, I made an entire deep dive on my Patreon a day ago. I just put it up there, actually.
I'm hoping he's talking about the cartel members when he says he wants them to die. If that's the case, then yeah, sure. I just want the cartels gone.
The case for executing pedophiles. Islamophobia warning, of course. But we have a lot to talk about. So, again, this new campaign slogan in the Secretary of War, we do bad things to bad people, I appreciate it.
And bad things to good people. Because yes, Trump is doing that too.
We're not shirking away the responsibility here. We're not making believe that we don't do bad things to bad people. We're not like, we are actually kind and fluffy and we love puppies and rainbows. We do love puppies and rainbows, and they need to be protected by bombing the
Yeah, and also, Hex's ability to tackle the cartels, times 10 the resources to do that if there's no Iran war. Without the huge distraction of the Iran war that he's spending 90% of his time on, he could do 10 times more with regard to cartels. So even if you are pro this, Nux, you should be anti the war in Iran because it's a huge distraction from this that actually impacts America.
shit out of the bad guys. That's just how it's gonna work.
That's why today we launched the motto of the ACCC, which is we do bad things to bad people.
Yeah.
Because for too long, bad people did bad things to good people.
That's right. Not anymore.
Inside the United States of America and across Central and South
That's
America.
right. Ruthless injustice, baby.
I agree on that principle, on that point. Yes, bad people have been doing bad things to good people. Just look at Epstein example. Yeah, there's bad people doing bad things.
King David, after executing the Philistines that declared war on him, he removed 100 of their foreskins and brought them back to remind the aliens exactly what would befall them. He reminded them of their fate every single day. Do you want your foreskin taken like your brothers? The answer is no. They did not want their foreskins taken like their brothers. And I'm just saying, it's awesome, actually, to do bad things to bad people.
And we're going to empower great Americans
That's right.
and great partners to do really
On Kick, you can say that with a lot more force and gusto. On Twitch, well, if it's bad people, it all depends on who's the bad people are.
good stuff and be very capable about bringing violence against drug cartels and designated terrorist organizations.
Yeah.
Because we're dead serious
That's right.
about securing the homeland.
Like, we have a rule, if you're a terrorist, we kill you. Therefore, if you're a terrorist, we will kill you. If you don't like that, don't be a terrorist. I really feel like there's a really easy way to not get killed by the United States. A lot of people don't see it this way. That's because they're homosexual. There's a really easy way to not get killed by the United States.
Yeah, right-wing commentators have gone,
You just don't be a terrorist.
have started to become the bigots that the left call them. In terms of how they look at LGBT and etc. and migrants. It's sad.
There's actually a really easy way to do it.
We're dead serious about the Trump corollary to the Monroe Doctrine, which is not just talk. It's not just a policy extension of Teddy Roosevelt. It is a recognition that DTOs, foreign terrorist organizations, will not control our hemisphere with our partners, and we will not allow...
I will say one thing for Hegseth is he's very energetic and zealous in his pursuit of whatever he's doing.
A foreign malign influence to take over, say, key terrain like the Panama Canal.
Yeah, so we do bad things to bad people. That's just how it is. You don't like it, you can lump it, digest it, and dump it. But that's how it's going to work now. That really sucks. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes, this is what I came for.
Massive traitor, hates our country, hates our president, had this to say. They are discussing using nuclear weapons on Iran in a strategy meeting.
You know, I've heard other people read this in videos, and they've never quite read it like you, Nux. You really do a number on the people you don't like, right?
All right, this is, again, former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene releasing private information. In my opinion, this is treason. All right, now, that is my...
No, Hegseth there was in the context of fighting cartels in Mexico. And in that, yes, I am all for fighting the cartels in Mexico. Cartels in Venezuela, not so much, because drugs come from Mexico. Fighting cartels in Mexico, though, yes, good. Just wish you weren't spending 90% of your time on thinking about how to bomb Iran, so you had more time to actually deal with the cartels in Mexico.
Opinion. When you release the confidential information that's happening in closed-door meetings in a war to alert the enemy, you are committing treason. That's my opinion.
Oh, okay. So you just would like, Trump to nuke Iran, and none of us have any chance to prevent that. You're okay. The fact that you say that, let me just say, you can say that about leaks of all types, lesser leaks from the Trump administration, but leaks about them planning to use nuclear weapons. If you're upset about that, Nux, that means you're perfectly fine with the idea of Trump nuking Iran. And if that is the case, fuck you. I might have stolen the shape of your eyes for my model, but yeah. I love your content on other stuff, but if you're pro using nukes against Iran, then fuck you.
Yes, you read that correctly. It's real. I'm not speculating. I know. And it's pure evil. The last time
It is evil.
a nuclear weapon was used was like August 6th and 9th of 1945 on two cities in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, immediately killing 110,000 people, vaporizing people at ground zero, and total deaths reached 214,000 by the end of the year from severe burns and trauma. Now, let me...
Yeah. You know, Nux, you're reading about... This is not something you should have read. This part. Okay, fine. You don't like Taylor Greene, do that with the rest of this. But making fun of 200,000 people dying horribly from severe burns and trauma, yeah, you're a loser if you do that. You should be respectfully reading at least that part of the tweet. Fuck you for not doing that.
remind you that the war immediately ended after that.
No. The war immediately ended when the Soviet Union declared war against Japan, and the thought of fighting two superpowers at the same time broke the Japanese spirits. The bombs, that was just killing a lot of people. It didn't stop the war. We dropped those two bombs, and Japan just kept on going. It was the Soviet Union's declaration of war that ended World War II.
Let me remind you, we lost 0 Americans. 0. During that entire...
Yes. And we would have lost 0 Americans if we hadn't dropped those two nukes, because Soviet Union still would have declared war and the Japanese still would have surrendered. The nukes, that was just mass killing of innocents. That's all it accomplished. It didn't save American lives. It didn't save 1 American life. That was just propaganda in the United States to justify the use of the nukes and to avoid political blowback for all the innocent people we horribly killed.
Event 0. Let me just remind you, it was pretty awesome in that regard.
And even, Nux, even if you believe that killing 200,000 innocent civilians was worth it just to save a few American lives. And let's grant this, let's throw away the Soviet Union, pretend that the nukes were really the reason Japan surrendered. It's still horrible that 200,000 innocent people died. It's horrible no matter how you cut it. It doesn't make it better because it saved U.S. lives. You should still be reading this respectfully.
Really sucks for the people that got hit for it. That's one. Two, it ended the war immediately. Let me remind you again. So we could cry and bitch and talk about how we know way better than the people before us. But they hit Pearl Harbor.
I'm not crying and bitching. I'm saying that when 200,000 people die horribly because of our actions, we should not be joking about it.
We hit them really freaking hard. And now Japan is arguably our greatest ally in the world. All right, so, you know, let's be honest here. But the extreme suffering continue. Oh, she sounds like Tree Trunks from Adventure Time.
Making fun of radiation poisoning? That's low of you, Nux. What the fuck is happening to you? What the fuck is happening to you, Nux?
For the Japanese people, from radiation sickness, skyrocketing cancer rates, and generational birth defects.
Those are all terrible things. Your voice should not be that. Let me show you how to read it. There's extreme suffering for the Japanese people from radiation sickness, skyrocketing cancer rates, and generational birth defects. You read it normally, like that.
Not to mention wiping out all means of their economy, and now they're a fantastic place. That's a fantastic place. And I see a lot of people in my chat saying, no, nukes, we shouldn't go that far. I'm not advocating for using nukes. I'm advocating...
No, you're celebrating it. You just earlier were saying that someone leaking information about Trump planning to use nukes is treason. In other words, the only reason you'd say that is that you actually want Trump to use nukes. Otherwise, you would have not made that argument.
For executing treasonous shitbags that are leaking our private information to the enemy. Legally, after a court of law, of course. Again, I'm not advocating for one way or another way.
Yes, you are, and you're pretending you're not. It's something you do often, Nux, and you know it.
I am just noticing the fact that we are leaving out the reason why we actually did use nukes. We
use nukes to test the nukes. That was the reason we used the nukes. And yes, there was a thought that it would spare U.S. troops. We didn't know that the Soviet Union was going to declare war against Japan and breaking Japanese spirit and causing them to surrender. We didn't know that would happen. And so, with that context, we made a decision that was horrible, and maybe it was justified at the time, maybe not, but it's not something you should be joking about.
Use nukes to end a war, which we did successfully, where we lost no one during that operation, thank God. Personally, if I would have to pick nuclear weapon or 30 years in Afghanistan where we lose 10,000 soldiers, I'd pick nukes. All right. Now, if those...
So right there, Nux is admitting it that he would use nukes. You see, the problem is if the U.S. uses nukes, it's not just the U.S. that's going to use nukes. It's going to be everyone that's going to use nukes. You're saying nuke Iran. Are you okay with Russia nuking Ukraine? Are you pro-Russia nuking Ukraine, Nux? I want your answer on that. Because I know you're Western propagandized and you're pro-Ukraine, so you're probably not in favor of Russia nuking Ukraine. Because that's the consequence of what Trump is about to do if he actually goes through with it.
Those were the two options. I'm just saying. All right, anyway. So anyway, long, yappy woman post. You love to see it. It doesn't stop. Do not lose nuclear weapons. End this war now. Now, again, while she is saying this, and obviously I think this is leaking private information that she gets from a confidential source that I think personally is treasonous, there is an upside to this.
You think it's treasonous? The only reason you think it's treasonous, I'd agree with you in most cases leaking is treasonous, but leaks about a president possibly using nukes in a situation where the U.S. homeland isn't at risk at all, that's not treason. That's having a conscience. It's being a good person. And I would not prosecute treason in that scenario, no matter what. Because I don't want the United States using nukes when the U.S. homeland is not at risk. But you apparently are for using nukes when the U.S. homeland isn't at risk.
Now Iran is...
Nux is pro-nuking Ukraine. Maybe that'll be my title of my video. Yes, that'll be the title of this video. Nux is pro-nuking Ukraine. Because it's not like the United States gets to drop a nuke on Iran and no one else gets to use nukes. You open that can of worms, and I guarantee you, in the tough battle they have, Russia's be like, why should hundreds of thousands of our soldiers die when we can just nuke Ukraine? And United States just did it. It's okay to use nukes now. We're just going to nuke Ukraine. That is the consequence of what you're advocating for, Nux.
It's like, holy fuck, they're using nukes? Holy shit! Wait, we want peace immediately. So obviously, negotiations are interesting at this time. Thank you for your assistance, former Congresswoman Marjorie Trader Greene. So anyway, of course, we got the Muslims on social media screaming, "May Allah grant us victory!" Now, obviously, for those of you at home, Allah did not grant them victory. I don't know if you are aware. Allah has actually done a pretty fantastic job at obliterating all those guys. Like, man, I've never seen Allah kick their asses quite.
Yeah. Nux doesn't think things through sometimes. He's so biased on the topic of anything regarding to Israel, and so he thinks this is okay to nuke Iran. And this will just be a quick video on YouTube. I'm not going to react to the whole 2 hours. I just wanted to check in and see if I honestly didn't know what side Nux would come down on the idea of Trump nuking Iran. But he's okay with Trump nuking Iran. It makes me wonder, does he know that how badly the war is going for the United States? Does he know about the ammunition shortfall yet? Does he know about the horrible state on our aircraft carriers, the horrible state our troops are living through? Does he realize that Iran still controls the Strait of Hormuz and there's nothing we can do about it? Does he realize that diesel is hitting all-time highs? Who knows? But he's okay with Trump nuking Iran. That's TLDR. Anyway, this will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Come watch on Kick or Twitch, and I'll see you next video. Bye.